at Jennerstown.
That concludes racing for this week. Don't forget, you can obtain $2 reserve seat discount coupons to Jennerstown Speedway at participating Giant Auto Parts locations.
Get right into a live call as things really get interesting.
B-left down the back straightaway, working it out. Oh, Rosa gets squirreling for a second. It opens up the outside window for Mila. He again challenges to the outside to struggle for the lead. Will's right there behind him. Oh my goodness, Will has problems. Now Rosa goes slow. Oh, what a domino! Look out! Oh no! In turn one, look out!
Oh, you know that's going to happen, Steve, when these cars get so close together. Brian, Audie, and the 88 of Dietrich get involved. Also, first time ever running, Mark the Cobra Cord ends up into the wall. Now we move ahead in this event. Still the lead battle. It's lap 10, the halfway point. Nick Rose out there with the Budweiser 46. And look at these. You know, we lost a couple top runners, but it hasn't changed the picture. The scenario is the same. Look how they're stacked up behind Rose's 46.
And Rosa says, I want to win this race, but if he had a rearview mirror and he looked behind it, he'd see this flock of cars and say, well, I've got my work cut out for me. Trevero on the inside, immediately behind him, has been in victory lane before. Again, we're talking about some drivers who have the experience in the street stock division, such as Jack Sotosky from Stoystown, and he's really going to have to do a lot of work if he wants to hold on to that point position.
Let's look at these cars on the outside road. A 37 of Rick Mielab, that red automobile, the driver from Freedoms, Pennsylvania, has come alive in the last couple weeks, and he's a threat right here in this race. Behind him, the 73 Mark Berkey, he's been in victory lane as well, so he's no stranger to it. As the cars work down the back straight, you know, they've got two grooves established all the way around this racetrack, high and low, and everyone's afraid to shuffle out of place. It's almost like one of those famous Winston Cup drafts that you see at Talladega or Daytona, where someone, you know, will change one lane and they lose 5 positions. Right now, it's me left down here in the back.
I think a lot of times these drivers would like to have the option of picking a high line or a low line, but the way this division runs, Mike, they kind of get stuck where they're at. They really don't have a chance to change a lane high or low.
It even might be a poker game here going on as more cars continue to join this field, including the 57 of Marty Edwards, and also back here Dave Wilt in the Haas Stake and see how Chevelle number 3. Oh my goodness, we have another problem here. Look at this. Now we talked about tires.
Look
at this tire.
It's still going.
The road, and this is what you call the homesick planner.
But Mike, we still have more racing to go. Back to live action, lap 17. How will this end?
Look at this once again. Mielab wrestles alongside of Rosa. Oh, they're tooth and nail. Rosa doesn't give it to him. Out of 4. Unbelievable down the front straight. Nick Rosa won't give it up. 2 laps to go. Look at these cars. They're all bunched up like a parking lot. Rosa holds them off down the back straightaway. Oh, a lap and a half remaining. Who's going to win this event? Someone pulled a plug in the bathtub. 3 wide in a battle for second. This time the white flag. 1 circuit. Rosa's trying to win a career first race fence. Here comes Dave Wolf to the outside. We've got a 3-car battle for the lead. Mielab makes the move. Down the back straightaway. Half a lap remains. We're side by side, wheel to wheel. Mielab muscles through. Rosa comes right back up on him. Here's a drag race to the checkered. Mielab and Rosa, and it's Mielab the spoiler.
Oh, unbelievable racing in this division. No wonder we call them Thunder and Lightning division. There's Bill Dornan from Giant Auto Parts and Gene Joy from Purelator joining in their sponsorship of tonight's activities, along with our winner, Rick Mielab. He has been hot. Here's the rest of the finishers. Second
win in a couple of weeks. Rosa has to settle for second, but with a performance like that, I'm sure he'll be in victory lane before too many more weeks pass by with a bit of luck. That's about all he needed tonight was a little bit of luck.
And speaking of all little bit of luck and everything else that's going on, it's time for some more racing here on Chase of the Checkered. The Victory Lane Riverside Bilo Supermarket Street Stocks is all finished, and we're looking at that beautiful Camaro Z28, our official pace car that's leading this beautiful field around the Giant Auto Parts Purelator late models in their own 35-lap main.
That wasn't you driving that pace car, I hope.
No.
Okay, I didn't figure they'd give you the keys to that. Here's a look at our front 3 rows. Bobby Henry Marcatone on the front row.
First, I got to learn how to announce.
Lonnie Vaughn and the Chrysler product behind him with Robbie Marhefka, the outstanding sophomore pilot. And he's been looking rather well the last few weeks. As you mentioned, that was the case with Mielab. Back in the street stocks, pace car comes off the field, and we're going to bring this, oh my gosh, the horsepower. It's just flying down the front straight. By the time they hit turn 1, they got to be doing about 100 miles an hour, Mike. They are just absolutely flying, holding their act together, lines in Who's on the point? Well, as it stands right now, it's Mark Catone, followed closely by Bobby Henry.
And as they work into 3 and 4, the Integra Bank Ford Thunderbird will try to move away from that Brooks Oldsmobile 77 of Connersville, Pennsylvania's Bobby Henry, while he's haunted by the back bumper of that BT Financial Corporation Quick Rock 99 of Robbie Marhefka. Those 3 automobiles leading this train down the back straight. Now we're going to move on. This is a battle for 5th on lap 8. It's significant, so we want to concentrate on this. Barry Audi to the low side of Glenn Galt. They battle side by side, and charging Charlie Cragen say, give me a line and let me through. Audi does it, and he brings Cragen right with him as they get through and become the 5th and 6th place runners.
Audi has had the fastest car on the track almost week in, week out. He's always one of our fastest qualifiers. Cragen has the car that just sticks anywhere on the track, running a high line or a low line. They will now set their sights as they work toward the front of the field. We should point out Mark Catone still leading the event.
Now we're on to a battle of 2nd through 5th place positions. This is only a few laps later. Bobby Henry's hanging on to 2nd. Look at everybody else coming around here. Big surprise. Lonnie Vaughn. I should say surprise. He's really been running hot. Lonnie Vaughn in the 0-3. Here's the 19 of Rick Miller. Cragen, though, is the one marching on, Steve.
He continues to make that car stick, as we mentioned, anywhere he wants to put it on the track. Mark Catone in first place. And
look at that. Robbie Marhefka getting together in the battle of 2nd with 77 of Bobby Henry. Has to pay for it. Allows Lonnie Vaughn to get through for 3rd, and Charlie Cragen takes advantage to go into 4th.
In this division, you shuffle your feet. You lose your seat because you can just get past so very, very quickly.
And speaking of that, here comes the 42 of Cragen, marching right up on the back bumper of the 0-3 of Lonnie Vaughn. Vaughn has problems skating up high with the Chrysler Baron, and here comes a charging Charlie one, as they call him, in the Casa Fire Equipment 42.
Cragen continuing that advance to the point, now sets his sights on Lonnie Vaughn. He's past Audi, he's past Marhefka, and as they come down the back straight, you can see he pulls on the low side of Lonnie Vaughn, door panel to door panel. Vaughn hangs it out, though. Again, bobbles just a little bit there, and that's just enough for charging Charlie Cragen to get that slightest advantage, and now he'll set his sights on 2nd place running Bobby Henry.
Well, you know what's funny about that, Steve? I think when Cragen was there, look at Lonnie Vaughn. The car keeps washing out on him. A week ago, a lap ago, Cragen could, now he's doing the same thing to Henry. He'll watch the car in front of him, see where the weak point is, and his car sticks anywhere in the track, and it's been low right now. And both on Vaughn, and now he's doing it to Bobby Henry. He's able to sneak down low. That car sticks like it's on rails. He gets through for the 2nd place position. What a march he's had through this field. We've been showing him, here's some more cars battling for position as they work down the back straight, but we're going to, or the front straight that is, we're going to move on in the event. Now we've got a situation. This is the lead battle with only 10 laps to go. Cragen has wrestled to the low side of this Integra Bank Ford Thunderbird with his Casa Fire Equipment Chevrolet. And as he works this low side down the front straight, we will have a little twist of fate here. Cragen has the lead, right? They go into turns 1 and 2. What happens?
But we had something going on. While that was happening, we had a spin. Bobby Henry and Lonnie Vaughn get kind of caught up. No severe damage. Randy Burke down the... We see the gas which is collected in the exhaust system firing up. Everybody's okay, but we got to restart the event. That gives Mark Catone the pole back with 4 laps to go.
And as they work down the back straightaway, things will heat up again. That had to go back to reverse the last lap. And so Cragen has to make the charge all over in the battle for the lead. Here's the call.
Here he goes. He makes the outside bid. Mark Catone right there with Cragen. Down the front straightaway. Cragen, oh my goodness, forcing that groove, and it's working for him. Catone and Cragen battle it out. Down the back straightaway. Not wanting to give it in. Catone low. Cragen up high. Cragen makes the move in 3 and 4. Gives 5 for the lead. Catone comes right back up on him. There are 2 laps to go.
And with just those couple laps remaining, charging Charlie definitely in the driver's seat. Catone is going to have to sit back and look for 2nd place, but he doesn't have it yet. There is a good battle going on for 2nd. Here comes Cragen around for the checkered. Catone does manage to hold on to the 2nd place finish after leading almost 33 laps of this feature event, Mike.
Incredible. The John Auto Parts Pure Later 35-lap main for their own sponsored division. Hopewell, Pennsylvania's Charlie Cragen, win number 7 as we look at the top 5 in 1994 for the hot shoe in the Casa Fire Equipment machine. Hey, stay with us. We're going to have a lot more racing action coming up. There's Charlie back in victory lane with our representatives from both Giant and Pure Later. We're going to have some more racing, but right now we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Cruise into your local Chevrolet Geo dealer now for the all-new Camaro. Do you want a career that's in demand? Consider training as an automotive technician. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, demand is rising for skilled automotive technicians. National education centers can train you to become part of this growing field. You'll learn how to diagnose and repair today's complex mechanical and electronic automotive systems. Everything you need to get started as an automotive technician. This is a great career. Call NEC's Vail Technical Institute campus today. Call 1-800-722-7337. 1-800-722-7337. Call now.
First you hear it.
Hardy fighting for his life, holding on to the lead, and everybody's challenging.
Then you see it.
Darkness goes up high. Dunbar right there on the wall.
Then you feel it. Right to your bone marrow. It's the NASCAR Winston Racing Series every Saturday at Jennerstown Speedway. Don't starve your senses. Bring your entertainment appetite and prepare to feast at Jennerstown.
Back with some more racing. It's the John Auto Parts Pure Leader 25 Circuit main for the Pro Stocks. There's the field going down the back straight in their final parade circuit, and we're going to post the top 3 rows.
And on the front row, Bill Krause and the number 72 of Mike Heminger, a rookie in this division, a veteran street stock pilot, has performed well in the last few weeks. He's had some mechanical problems, but when the car is working right, Mike has been able to pilot it to some very, very good finishes. Don Wyant behind him also looking for a career first win. Should be a very interesting race. A lot of diversified experience, shall we say, in this particular field as Ron Brett drops the green flag and Mike Heminger does indeed hit the throttle and bring the field up to speed, assumes the point position. Just behind him, the number 25 of Bill Krause.
Krause with the Ford works up high. Look at all the white on Krause's car. It normally has more blue on it. He suffered a few mishaps in western Pennsylvania, but they've been able to put the fiberglass back in the car and continue racing here at Jennerstown. Now, third place position is another car. Say, well, whose car is that? That is Dave Hoff's automobile, but it's not the familiar black. That's a new body. That's one of their older cars they've reconditioned for the race, and it's white. We'll get back to that in a minute. Right now, we're watching Jeff Dunbar right there on the outside of the 19 of Don White. That's a powder blue and white 07 car going to the outside of Wyatt's red automobile as he begins his march up through the field. Also, that red 49 Super Sport automobile, that is Denny Wingard. He's also climbing up through the field as well.
Both Dunbar and Wingard have found victory lane a couple of times. Well, Dunbar more than a couple of times this season at Jennerstown. Right now they're working on the number 47 of Alki Cunningham. Not a lot of experience with Alki, although he's been performing rather well, but he's got his hands full right now. Dunbar opts to work the low line. And Denny Wingard, not really sure whether he wants to go down and follow Dunbar or ride the middle groove, but it is Dunbar who puts the move on Cunningham. Back in the lead position, it is still Mike Heminger with a sizable lead beginning to stretch it out a bit.
You know, he has an advantage as long as he stays out front, and these other drivers wrestle for second through on whatever it is out there. They continue that. They don't have the optimal groove out there, so it allows Heminger to be able to stretch out his lead more. So the more side-by-side these drivers run, the better it is for Mikey Heminger. And he can look in his rearview mirror and say, yes, keep doing it. Denny Wingard separates himself. He's found his own groove. Here comes Chuck Kessler. Week in and week out, that black and gold 91 is one of the fastest cars in the Speedway. We'll be watching him as we focus again on Jeff Dunbar. He's gone to the low side to this new look AJ's Furniture Machine of Dave Hoff. And the two Somerset drivers wrestle for the position. But it'll be Dunbar that'll get through. Denny Wingard tries to follow suit. And the former drag racer from Johnstown breaks through. I believe that's for the third place position.
It looks as though Hoff had a bit of a handling problem, and washed out very, very high in the turn, allowed Dunbar and Wingard to slip by him. We're going to move ahead of the event. The halfway point, it is still Mike Heminger on the point, but look who's right up on his back bumper. It's the number 07 of Jeff Dunbar. And actually, Heminger has to say, what can I do to hold this guy off?
Well, I don't know what he could do, but we're going to find this out in another direction as we work it into turns 3 and 4. We'll take that directive right to the live call.
He tries the low side on Heminger here. Oh, my goodness, inches away from Heminger. Down the front straight. The car's almost got together out of 4. Dunbar now pulls the plug on Heminger. Look at Mike Heminger. Come right back on Jeff Dunbar. How about that one, race fans? Oh, Heminger denies Dunbar the opportunity. Out of 4, Dunbar will work to the low side again. Heminger comes right back up, trying to struggle. Here comes Denny Wingard now. Dunbar and Heminger again. Look at Heminger hang on to it on the outside. Dunbar in the low line will break through. Mike Heminger desperately trying to hang on, but Jeff Dunbar on the 15th circuit takes the lead. Heminger stays with him. Look at Heminger go low on Dunbar. Oh my goodness, trying to flip-flop the grooves.
Much the same as in our late model feature when charging Charlie Craig and past Marketone. It is Jeff Dunmeyer who puts the move on Mike Heminger to assume the point position. And look at this battle going on for third place. The number 91 of Chuck Kessler, as you mentioned, one of the fastest cars at the track week in, week out, working the low line of the 49 of Denny.
Oh, they get
Winger.
together there,
They
too.
actually touched and both managed to hold on to the car. Don't have any handling problems. We're going to move ahead in the event. Leader is still Jeff Dunmeyer. This is the battle for second. As you can see, Kessler has gotten around the Winger solidly, but it is Jeff Dunmeyer who picks up the win, another one here at Jennerstown. And you can't see it, but Mike Heminger manages to hold on to second place with Chuck Kessler close behind. Back to victory lane, or into victory lane, Jeff Dunmeyer. He's been there several times this year. He is the points leader here at track points at Jennerstown in this division, which we're going to talk about very shortly. Dunmeyer with a win, Heminger second, Kessler third. Wingard with the fourth place spot. Butch Durkis, who we didn't see a lot of, did manage a top 5 finish. And, you know, Mike, I mentioned something about points. Dunmeyer leading this division. We have points leaders in every division, and some of the races are very close. Let's take a race break and find out more about those points.
This race break is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Sometimes you've got to stop and smell the pizza. Jennerstown Speedway has always had some tremendous track battles for those point championships each and every year in all 4 divisions. Let's take a look how they stack up right now, well after the halfway point of the season. The 1994 Jennerstown Speedway Track Point Championship is one of the most prestigious in weekly short track racing across the country. As of this show, we are 13 events into the 20-week season and well on our way to setting the stage for the final shootout in all 4 weekly divisions. Track points are separate from NASCAR Winston Racing Series points and are awarded as 26 points for a feature win with 2-point increments thereon back. In the John Auto Parts Pure Later Late models, it's no surprise here with 6-time feature winner Chargin' Charlie Cragen leading with 395 points. Second, 37 points behind, is Barry Audi, followed by Glenn Galt, Tom Erickson, and Steve Pellis. A total of 47 drivers have participated in point event races this year. The Pro Stocks find Jeff Dunmeyer at 244 points, leading the top 5. That includes Denny Wingard, Bob Arsenberger, Dave Hulp, and Butch Durkis. In the Riverside Bilo Street Stocks, it's the Bullet, Sean Beam, leading with 230 points over second-place pilot Dave Wilk, just 14 points behind. They're trailed by Marty Edwards, Brian Audi, and Carl Trevera. And finally, the Pure Stock division has Dan Campbell on top with 238 points, with Mark the Cobra Corden in second, 36 points behind. They're followed by Mike Bacalon, Kevin Sanner, and Ron Conway. Well, there you have it, a look at all 4 divisions. Steve and I will be watching it on future Chase to the Checkered shows, and we'll keep you updated on how these things continue to boil. This race break has been brought to you by Pizza Hut. Sometimes you've got to stop and smell the pizza.
This is KAPZ News. We just arrived.
I noticed its spaceship-like design.
I was strangely attracted to it.
I said, Vern, that is not the pizza.
Introducing the Pizza Hut Bowlie. Pizza toppings, cheese, and sauce in a mysteriously tasty crust. Now 1 Bowlie is $4.99. Bowlie, it's out of this world.
I believe it was brought here as a sign of peace.
Bowlie, reportedly seen in meaty, classic, and pepperoni mushroom varieties.
First you hear it,
Audi fighting for his life, holding on to the lead, and everybody's challenging.
then you see it,
Durkis goes up high. Dunmeyer right there on the wall.
then you feel it, right to your bone marrow. It's the NASCAR Winston Racing Series every Saturday at Jennerstown Speedway. Don't starve your senses. Bring your entertainment appetite and prepare to feast at Jennerstown.
We're back. I'm all fired up.
I'm all fired up.
So I guess it means it's time for the fireworks division, right, Mike?
Right, Steve.
Very
What
good.
division's that?
This is, would you believe, our Pure Stocks in their 15-lap main.
Yeah, the John Auto Parts Pure Later sponsored night race for them. And this is our entry-level division. As we look at the top 3 rows, Chris Schrock in the car. It's normally driven by Diamond Dave Dragovich. At Motor Drum, Mike Davis outside of him, the Daredevil, we call him.
Okay, I hope he doesn't do too much daredeviling tonight, although in this division, I think we do our share of daredeviling from beginning to end.
Yeah, we daredeviling. We certainly do. The green's out from Ron Brutt, and we're racing. And as we go into turns 1 and 2, we're going to take it into a call.
Oh, my goodness, the heavy metal comes up to speed and thunders into turns 1 and 2. Davis on the outside of Schrock in a struggle for the lead down the back straightaway. Daredevil Davis and Chris Schrock fighting out in turn 3 and 4. Davis not wanting to give an inch, and he breaks through for the point position out of turn 4.
Davis dares to take the lead as he daredevils his way to the point position, and all his Daredevil fans are they're just shouting and jumping up and down the stands.
Standing fired up as the field down the back straightaway. No wonder we call them the Fireworks Division. You never know what's going to happen. And look right there, Aaron Will gets together with the wild man, Rick Ackerman. Ackerman says, wait a minute, it's time to play Toro Lawnmower. And while we're doing that up front.
Mitzi Shalas.
No, not Mitzi Shalas.
Wrong.
That's
Sorry.
Doug Shalas.
It looks like the same car, but it is Doug. You're right.
Same car, different driver, different brain. And he's sideways, gets crossed up, brings it back online, and we're still racing. Unbelievable. We've got a club sandwich job out there. We move ahead, though. Club sandwich job, that's 4 wide.
Well,
but
who's still
anyways,
on the lead?
We've moved ahead. Where are we in this race? Somewhere a few laps later for the lead battle, I believe it is. Mike Davis, the Daredevil, still out there with the lead, but look who's moved up. Oh, Shalas again is still going sideways as a 93 North Star equipment machine. Dan Campbell begins to make the challenge. Steve Arena right to the outside.
And while that's going on, Davis says, no, you can't do that. I can't get my first career win if you move to the outside and get past me. So he lets it hang out, and Campbell has his work cut out for him, but he is able to manage just enough horsepower to get ahead of Davis coming out of turn 4, and he'll slide down in front of him and assume that point position. Doug Shalas also says, well, Campbell can do it, so can I. I'm going to move up.
And he'll make that move to the outside. Still dirt track in the car, but it's time to move on in the event. This is coming around for the last lap, and it'll be Dan Campbell, the North Star Equipment 93, to take the checkered, with Doug Shalas falling close behind, and in a distant third will go to Davis and the rest of the company.
And into victory lane on this 15-lap main on Giant Auto Parts Pure Later Night here at Jennerstown. A big smile there by Dan Campbell. Let's take a look at our top 5 finishers. Campbell with the win. Doug Shalas getting the second place.
Yeah, I was
finish.
wrong about Davis there. He dropped to 5th.
Despite the car that wasn't handling too well. Doug doing a good job with that second place finish. Barry DeSalle from DuBois picking up 3rd. Mark Corden, who had the mishap on our street stock feature, taking 4th. And then Mike Davis, as you mentioned, in 5th.
Well, that's it for this week at Chase the Checkered. Hang with us here for just a second. We're going to have some words of wisdom on how you can save money coming to the races. Bye-bye.
That concludes racing for this week. Don't forget, you can obtain $2 reserve seat discount coupons. It's Chase to the Checkered, featuring the NASCAR Winston Racing Series from Jennerstown Speedway. Chase to the Checkered is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Sometimes you've got to stop and smell the pizza. And by Chevrolet, and your local Chevrolet Geo dealer, the official vehicle of Jennerstown Speedway.